So today we were talking about marijuana in the workplace, and from my perspective, the two main things to consider are when you're dealing with medical marijuana, do you have concerns about prescription use and your duty to accommodate the person's medical issues, and that can have there can be a delicate balancing act there with this, particularly when you're dealing with safety sensitive positions. As far as recreational use, I think that mainly we can take our guidance from what's been happening in the past with alcohol use and in the job place, and particularly with alcohol addiction. I think all of the same issues will apply with recreational marijuana use. Advice for employers is to make sure, is particularly if you have safety sensitive positions in your organization, to have very well thought out policies in place prior to the legislation coming into effect.
Today I just wanted to highlight more the biophysiological effects of cannabis and the difference between THC and CBD and how they are going to affect an individual. Employers have to look at cross-contamination with other prescriptions that people may be using, as well as other states of, say, disease or symptoms, specifically those with cardiovascular issues, diabetes, blood pressure, as well as looking at factors that may affect trying to measure or quantify it, because it is bio-individual in each person. There's really no way of detecting at this point what's going to affect one person as much it might affect another person. So looking at the biological effects of it as a drug, as well as for recreational use, and really for us to look ahead to see what kind of burden that's going to put on our first responders as well as our police force for being able to enforce some kind of legislation around making legal limits for that.
Well, I represent the medicinal side of things, and I just want to say that the bottom line is basically that just because you have a prescription for medicinal use doesn't give you the right to show up to work impaired. So I think it's up to the individual's own judgment if they are impaired or not, and use your best judgment when using medical marijuana or medical cannabis in the workplace.
From a law enforcement perspective, we know that legalization of cannabis is coming in July of 2018. From law enforcement perspective, we will have to deal with obviously the dispensary aspect of it, the possession aspect of it, the minimum amounts, the ability to grow in your own residence, the impairment operating motor vehicles and heavy equipment, the implications to workplaces that have those types of things going on, and the due diligence that workplaces will have to start thinking about as we legalize cannabis.
Thank you so